welcome to April 11th, where we're reading Joshua 19 through 21. Now, this is going to end off our week of reading, and it is more bookkeeping. Thankfully, the last few chapters of Joshua have something interesting in them, but we'll get to that on Monday. For now, you're stuck here, and you're stuck learning about the rest of the tribal allotments. This is all the rest of the tribes. Levi's is by far the most complicated. He gets 2 full chapters on his stuff, which is a break from the tradition of a few verses for all these other guys. But it's still, there are some interesting notes to be found here. But I don't blame you if you think this is a little bit slower, because it is much less exciting than the day the sun stood still or the collapse of the walls of Jericho. If you want a more detailed breakdown of what is in each of these 3 chapters, in chapter 19, we started off in chapter 18 last time. We finished off in chapter 18. We started the parceling out of individual lands. Benjamin claimed its own. Simeon claimed his own. All of the nations, all of the tribes claimed their own. And here we have just kind of a lightning round to finish off to show us everything that's happening all at once. And so chapter 19, you have Simeon's inheritance, Zebulun's inheritance, Issachar, Asher, Naphtali, and Dan. You also have a brief mention at the very end of the chapter of some inheritance that Joshua himself got. He was from Ephraim. He was from that tribe, and so he probably inherited in their land. But as he inherited in their land, he got a special portion of it because, like Caleb, inheriting a special part of Judah, Caleb was faithful, so he got his own place. Joshua was faithful, he got his own. God's servants are rewarded for their work. It's not always physically in this life, but in this case, yes, he was rewarded physically, and he got a nice place for him to live. Chapter 20 deals with the cities of refuge. If you remember what these were set up in, I think, both Numbers and Deuteronomy. These were, or maybe it's Leviticus, I don't remember. These are specific cities where if you've accidentally committed a crime, such as primarily killing a person, if you've accidentally killed someone, you can travel to a city of refuge, and that is a safe spot where the Avenger of Blood cannot come in and kill you. He can't drag you out and kill you. No, he has to leave you alone. You're in the safe place. Cities of refuge, there are 6 of them spread throughout the land of Canaan, kind of equidistant in basic intervals. So wherever you are, you're not too far from one of the cities of refuge. God provides for that in chapter 20. And in chapter 21, the rest of the cities of the Levites are given. Now, Levi was given 48 cities in all. 6 of them were cities of refuge. 42 of them were not, and they were random cities that were distributed throughout the land of Canaan. Chapter 21 tells you which cities they are and where they are, and where did Kohath live? He lived in these cities. Where did Merari live? He lived in these cities. Where did Gershon live? He lived in these cities. That's the life of Levi. It's a little bit different from the rest of the tribes, but it works for them. I'll see you next week, where we'll finish up Joshua and go into Judges.